Ta-da! I suppose I better explain myself. I probably look a little bit different. Yeah, the beard is gone, and I actually, well, obviously I shaved it off, but I have shaved it off for a children's charity, which has nearly raised 500 monies, and that's a lot of monies, and it's for a children's charity. And if anybody wants to donate, they're more than welcome. I think it's on my Facebook page. If you go down along, you can see where you can. Hey, you don't have to. Maybe you want to donate to your own charity. Well, do that. But this is how the result ended up. But anyway, I won't dwell on that subject because there's not much I can do about it. But I'm back here digging a hole. And as usual, we're always digging a hole. But that's the funny thing about when you're doing a certain type of cooking. The ground always seems to come into play with certain actions. But I want to have a pot to boil water in. There's one thing you can do is come to the water's edge. I'd rather if this was clay instead of gravel. But if I stay digging, the water line, and I'm going to stay going. And it's really soft. I'm going to have a look inside and see what's in here. This is actually brilliant. I love this. Oh man, this is a good way to get drinking water. You can see the water is still seeping in because I've gone below the water line. So now it's like a bowl, and I can say cleaning that out, and it's gravel, which is really easy to dig, but I prefer if it was soil. But anyway, I'll show you what the idea of all of this is. Just said while I'm waiting for the fire to do its job, I throw on a few fish fingers and sausages onto the cast iron pan, and you can see everything is great. But anyway, about safety, it's probably not a great spot to have a fire on top of all these wet stones, because when stones get wet they hold a lot of moisture, and with the heat they can explode. So be very, very, very careful where you choose to have your fire site. I have the kettle on there, I have the cast iron pan on there, and as usual the improvised spatula made from a branch of willow, and nothing like it, nothing like it. Anyway, how are ye? Sausages and fish fingers, and the fire's still going. Lovely embers down there if you want to do a bit of roasting, and my tea is nearly ready. I have my pot there for boiling water, but what if I didn't have my pot and I wanted to boil some eggs or even heat up some water? So what I've been doing is I have hot stones, and some of these stones have even split, and I brought these stones with me to make sure that they were safe and dry. But yet, even after this long time, that I'd keep them in storage out of the hard water. Woo! That's hot. Even after a while. So I have the water here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the hot stones into the water, and we're going to have a look down. Alright, there's the water. Yep, that's the water. And I have this stone, and as you see, now I'm hoping I had it long enough. And as the heat leaves the stone, hopefully it'll bring the water to the boil. I can see lots of bubbles, and that water is actually getting extremely hot. So let's have a look here. And what I have here is 2 eggs. I promise these are raw eggs. And I don't want to be putting my hand into hot water, but what I am going to do is I'm going to make a space inside, and I'm going to get my eggs down into the water to boil. And I'm going to give you a close-up of that. And this is like a little quick rough basket just to hold the eggs, so I can take them out when the time comes. I don't have to handle the boiling water. Let's take a close-up look. You can actually see the bubbles because the heat is now actually leaving the stones, and it's going to go into the water, and all I have to do is just leave it there. But as you see, I can lift it in, or out should I say, hello, and put it back in. And it's just a little basket just to hold my eggs. And there we go. I'm just going to leave that for now. Would you believe that actually I have the eggs in the homemade so-called basket? There is bubbles going around, and it's not bubbling because I should have had more. If I had more bigger stones, or even more compact stones, dip it in. But it's funny, even just put my hand in and out there, it's actually hot, extremely hot. And it's still bubbling, so just gonna let it do its job. There is no panic. Enjoy it. Gonna have a quick, yeah. Class. You have to admire the Stone Age people, the Bronze Age and Iron Age to get to those stages, but you have to admire the Stone Age people, that they actually were able to use every single system, every piece of nature. And every time I hear the words Mother Nature, a certain individual comes into my mind, and it was, if anybody has seen the film The Crow with Brandon Lee, and unfortunately Brandon Lee was killed during the making of that movie, and it was a complete accident, and unfortunately he never got to see that movie. But what a fantastic film, and wasn't he gorgeous? The hair, that lovely, beautiful. But one of the quotations in the film The Crow was Mother is the name for God on the lips and hearts of children. And it's a fantastic quote. And when you hear Mother Nature, yeah, everybody loves Mother Nature. And then you have Father Time. I don't know many quotes about Father Time, but hey, that's what I was saying. I'm going to take my time, and I'm out here in nature. So we're just going to leave the eggs to boil away. I'm going to crack them open in a while. I can leave them there. I can go for a walk. I know it's safe. So back it up. I suppose I look a lot of bit different these days. But look, we still have sloes holding on to this blackthorn. And anybody who wants to make sloe gin, there you go. And if you give them a little puncher, a little toothpick or a pin, and punch them before you put them into the gin. Some people add sugar, sweeten the taste, things like that. But you don't want to eat them raw because, man, they are bitter. Ooh. But usually they let them blet. That is like after the first frosts before they really use them. And I think that goes with certain fruits like crab apples as well and things. And it's beautiful to be able to get the chance to go for a walk while the eggs are still down there. That's the magpie. While the eggs are still boiling away, and we'll go check them. Hey, at this time of the year, it gets darker a lot earlier, and would you believe it, the water is still lovely and warm, but it's cooled down a lot. Even the stones are still lovely and warm, and all I did was just leave it there. And although I can put my hand in now, I didn't put the eggs in. Hold on. Did the eggs get protected from the stones and being left inside? But when it is boiling like that, I don't want to just drop them in, because sometimes I move the stones around with a stick, feel the heat, look at the bubbles, things like that. But when you make a quick little basket, and what we'll do is we're going to pop it open just to have a look. And all these little willow sprigs are brilliant. But anyway, we'll cut it open and we'll have a look at the eggs inside. And I've taken out the eggs. And a really good way sometimes to test your eggs is, well, folding them can be number one. But when I took them out of water, I was looking at them, how quickly does the water evaporate off the egg itself, which is a common feature that we see. And one great thing, if you're not in the mood to eat the eggs and it's really cold out and you want a bit of travel food, you can put them in your pockets. And not only that, but when you put them in your pockets and you leave them there, what happens? They become natural hand warmers. So when you put your hands in your pockets in a cold day, you go, ooh, that's lovely. And then what you do is when you're ready, at least you have them, they're cooked. Yeah, they sound a little bit soft. You'd want your stones piping, hot, white hot, not red hot, white hot. And you know what? But this actually looks nice. And what I've cut is a lot of muck on it, not clay. But what I've cut is a little willow sprig, just to give a little whirly around. And as you see, that egg is well. And it's lovely, soft egg. Travel food. And this is what the Stone Age people would have done. Maybe not went to this extreme to boil eggs. That's one. And I can leave the shells there because they're compostable and they'll go back to earth, or maybe there's a fox or something that'll come along and eat the shells, which they do because of the calcium. And I left some egg in that also, and you have the fat in the egg. And that's the one thing about hazelnuts during the Stone Age, is that they used to collect thousands of hazelnuts, and they're found in every site because the fat content and the protein is actually higher than eggs. Yeah, Cora, you eat that, don't you? Greedy. I'm going to take this one out, and that is El Magnifico. Perfect. It's not too hard boiled, which makes the eggs very dry, and it's not too soft where I need to pour it out. This has been a great experience. I love this. You eat them, Cora. And if you don't want to do that either, buy a homeless person a nice cup of hot soup, or give a pair, go through your old clothes, give them warm clothes, give them an old sleeping bag, give them some warm socks, anything you got going, just give it to them. You know, if we give a little, it helps a lot for people that actually have, and I hate using the word nothing, because it's a bit unfair that some people are sort of giving it all. We respect the ones with all the money and all the glory, and the ones that have nothing, we basically just treat them like trash. Is that true? But then again, there's a lot of people that don't. The screen on this is brilliant. But anyway, thank you very much. My name is Tom Bowen. I hope to see you again in the future, and I hope you enjoyed this. Get out and try it. Let us know how you get on, and even send us some pictures or even anything like that. And we all love to learn, and I still love to learn myself, and every day is a learning experience. So slán leat, agus see you soon. Bye bye.